Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're going to be using the great WowCarousel plugin to create this image carousel. And that's a nice looking little carousel. It'll stop when you hover over it. If you click on it, it'll pop out the image into a nice lightbox like that. Really easy to do, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is enable the visual builder. And let's just delete this section. We'll start from scratch. Now to do this today, you're going to need the Divi WowCarousel plugin to be installed. You can find the link below this video. Let's get rid of this section. Okay, so let's add a new section now. I'll just add one here. Call it a regular section. I'm going to use one column, one row. Now Divi comes as standard with all these light grey modules. You also get another dozen or so if you've got WooCommerce installed. And once you install the WowCarousel module, you get all these ones at the bottom here. And today we're going to use the Wow Image Carousel. So I'm going to click on that one. And it's prompting me to put in a new item. So I'll click on that. I'm going to go to the content. I don't really need anything in the background. I'm just going to go to the content and add my first image. It'll open the media library for you. Just click on the image you want to add. And there it is right there. Okay, well let's go down a little bit. We can give it a title, and the title will appear over the image. And it's dark at the moment, but it is actually there. We'll change the color of it and position it where we want it in a little while. Subtitle. That's great. As I say, I don't need a background. Let's go to our design tab. Go to the image. Now, you can set your image height. I'm going to set mine to about 200. You can leave it as it is if you want to, but for me, I think 200 works for what I had going on earlier on. So get it close to where you want to be, and then you've got little arrows. You can take it up exactly to where you want it. Actually, it's a little small. Let's try 300. Yeah, that's better. Now, when you hover over the image, you've got a choice of animations. I quite like the zoom in effect, and it sort of just magnifies it a little bit right there. Now, let's go to our text first, and then I'll do the overlay, because I'm going to bring that text, you can barely see it there, I'm going to bring it to the middle. So the title first, I'm going to use default font, I'm not going to change a whole lot here. I want it to be white so we can see it. There it is. And I also want it to be in the middle. There we go. And we'll do the same thing for the text itself. Or the subtitle, I should say. I'm going to make it white. And I'm going to bring it to the middle. Great. That's okay. It's there. We can see it a little bit better. But it's still a little bit unreadable, illegible. I want to be able to read that and just see the image a little bit in the background, because remember, this image will pop out into a lightbox when we set up to do it. So let's add an overlay, and for the overlay I'm just going to add a simple color. I'll add black, and bingo, the picture's gone, so that's no good. No, I'm just kidding. To fix that, just click on the color itself, bring the opacity down to where you can actually read the title clearly and see the picture, something like that. I mean, you can keep bringing it down, but I think that's pretty good. You can see the picture, and you've got a very easily readable title there. Great. So we're almost done with this. I'm not going to use an icon for it because I've got my text in the middle here, the icon would be over the top of it. So I'm just not going to use an icon. If there's one in there, you can just simply put the color to transparent there, and it will disappear for you. Content wise, well, I want everything aligned in the middle. I'm not going to give it a width. You can have your content absolute, you can have it fixed, you can put it in the center, you can put the content at the top if you want to. As we've aligned ours to the center, we don't do much with the horizontal one at the moment, but I think mine is fine in the middle there. You can give it a background instead of giving an overlay if you want to, and have that semi-transparent, or however you like to do it, and change the padding. Just to demonstrate, I'll put one in there quickly. I don't think I'm going to keep it. For expediency, let's just make it purple. As you see, you've got a background in there. You can just take the opacity down if you want to. And we can give it left and right, top and bottom padding. 30 top and bottom makes it fatter. Don't know that left and right's going to do much. Yeah, that didn't do a whole lot. If there was a margin, we could take it away from the sides there. I mean, that's great, but I really don't believe I want any today. So let's just take that away. Okay, I mean, to all intents and purposes, I've got my effect. That's my first slide done there. So what I'm going to do is save that. I'm going to clone it and make a whole bunch more. To do that, just hit the little clone button for however many slides you want. So I've done 6 there. Now I'm going to go into the second one. Now we've got more there. You can see that it's sliding, and you just go into each one and change the content. I'll do this, I'll pause this and get it done. I think before I do that, I'm going to go down to the carousel settings themselves. So I'll just save that. And I want 4 across rather than 3. So I'm in the carousel settings, general, slides to show. I'm going to change that to 4. Now, because I've changed it to 4, they're a bit taller than I wanted them. So perhaps I should have done this before the images, but that's okay. I'm going to go into my first one, and I'm going to go to the design, to the image, and the height. I'm going to take that height down, probably back to where it was. I knew there was a reason 200 was on my mind. 235, that'll do fine. Let's just call it 235. Now, instead of having to go through all of these and do it, because they're all the same at the moment, I can just go back, save this, right click on the one that I just edited, which was the top one there, say extend styles, everything in this row, extend, and there we are, they're all the same. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to go through all these and just change the images for you. Okay, so I've changed the images and the text on my other existing ones there. Let's go back into the module, and I want mine to slide a little slower than that. So let's go down to our carousel settings, and I'm going to slow it down to say almost 2 seconds. So the autoplay speed and animation speed are fairly similar. That's close enough. Now, navigation, don't want those there, particularly on this. I think I will have pagination, which is the little dots underneath. So on the drop down here, I'm going to select it. I'm going to say no to navigation. I'm just going to check pagination. Now we've got the little dots underneath there. Fantastic. Pretty much there. I just want to style my little dots, and then we'll put a background in, put it at the top, and we're good to go. So let's go to design, to pagination. For the common, or these light dots here, I'm going to make it a sort of light purple color. Something like that. There we go, that's fine. Alignment's fine. And for the active dot, I'll just use a regular purple. Great. So let's save that. I'm going to put my row up the top, just simply left click it and drag it to where you want to put it. And I'm going to add a background gradient to make this stand out a little bit better. Background, gradient, you've got color, gradient, image or video if you prefer. I'm going to do a gradient, add a background gradient. Top color, let's make that purple. Bottom color, let's try black. Yeah, you can see everything fine there. Okay, now the only thing I forgot to do is I want these images to pop out into a lightbox. Now a lightbox means you click on them and they become zoomed in and large. So let's do that. Save our changes. Let's go back into the carousel module. Back down to our carousel settings. Advanced settings. Auto height. Don't seem to need that at the moment. Those are different sized images and they all seem to be the same height. So that's good. Vertical mode, don't need that. We'll do another one on that another time. Center mode, don't need that right now. That's really interesting. For 4, that's going to be a bit strange because if I turn it on, you'll see it keeps one in the middle all the time. And you can highlight it so that the highlighted one becomes bigger. But you want an odd number, either 3, 5 or 7 to make that look good. But I don't want to use that on mine today. Custom cursor, yeah, let's add perhaps a burger. No, let's add a grabber just to show you can do something with it. And this is the thing I need to turn on to make it work in a lightbox. So I'm going to click that and we're good to go. So I'm going to hit save changes. I'm going to save my page changes. Once saved, I'm going to exit my visual builder. Okay, and there we have it. It's rolling along nice and slowly the way I like it. It'll stop when you hover over it. And as you can see, it zooms in slightly on the image when you hover over it. You can read all those titles and subtitles. Great, because we've got the overlay there. Now if we actually click on an image, it should open in a lightbox. And there we are. It's opened in a lightbox. That's a lovely little feature. So there you go. There's how to create an image carousel with lightbox effect using the great WowCarousel plugin. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please ring the bell, give it a thumbs up, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.